Today on the Premiership Perusal podcast, Man United embarrassed to Brentford. Darwin Nunez sent off, seen red with a headbutt, one for the ages. Elsewhere, Mark Cucurella is getting his hair pulled, but Anthony Taylor says no, no, no. All that and more on this episode of the Premiership Perusal podcast.
Manchester City are still alive here. Balotelli, Aguero! Back, Fuchs, and the ball in behind Damian Vardy! It's 11! It's heaven for Jamie Vardy!
You are an ostrich. Well, your head must be in the sand. Is your head in the sand? Are you flexible enough to get your head in the sand?
Now the fans are shouting every week, Louis van Gaal's army! Louis van Gaal's army!
Feet after a fabulous start, the game just got away from you there.
I have nothing to say.
Nothing to say about the game at all.
Drama from day one! This is the league we want to watch!
Wow, I just witnessed history.
Yeah.
The first intro that I did.
It was good.
Hank got the yips. The intro
I did.
yips.
I couldn't do it. Brain fried. Too excited to talk about all the games.
Yeah, I got to say, mine this week was far better than the attempt I gave last week. I was
the
thinking too
more
hard.
experience you get, the better you do.
Yeah.
And look at that. You're already a pro after one bad take last week. Now you're already professional.
Stealing your job.
Yes.
So pretty much you're...
I can leave. I'm replaced.
That's all you were here for.
I know.
I edit out the parts where you talk.
Well, yeah.
Other than the intro.
I haven't listened to any podcast, so I didn't know that. But now you're telling me this for the first time.
It's entirely possible.
Unbelievable.
Yeah. So anyways, 10 more games. 10 more spicy matchups.
I was looking. I was surprised that. I guess I didn't really think about it, but it makes plenty of sense with World Cup coming up. We're gonna have a lot of midweek games coming up relatively soon.
Don't know how I feel about that, but you know,
you gotta grind it out. The season's supposed to go until like the last week of May.
We may never see the outdoors again.
No.
We'll be inside, in front of our TVs, in front of our laptops, our screens, shining bright on us in the darkness that is this world.
Yeah, and it's gonna have the Premier League on it.
And we'll be here to cover every single match.
Speaking of every match, we start off. It's Villa Everton.
Yeah.
On paper, not a great game. Pretty boring.
Yeah.
But you know what?
You think,
not.
Am I going to wake up at 6:30 a.m. Central Standard Time to watch this game? And I said, absolutely.
Yeah.
You're goddamn right I am.
And you did it. And you did it. And honestly, I'd say it's worth it because it could be worse. The lineups. Emi Martinez, Matty Cash, Diego Carlos, Tyrone Mings back in the lineup. Luca Digne, John McGinn, Coutinho, Jacob Ramsey, Mr. Kamara, Danny Ings, Ollie Watkins. So they went to what we said somewhat. I called for Buendia and Watkins.
Buendia.
They just put Watkins in, but at least, that's a start.
Yep.
That's a start for the brainlet that is Stevie G.
And I was calling for a different center back pairing.
Yes, you were. And it happened. 2 out of 3. We take that. For Everton, Pickford, Tarkovsky, Holgate, Cody. You can see Connor Cody back there in that back 3. Nathan Patterson, Doucouré, Iwobi, Mikolenko, McNeil, Gordon, and Damari Gray. So clearly just no real out-and-out striker for Everton with Calvert-Lewin still out.
Right.
Don't really have a choice.
You're telling me they don't have enough faith in Solomon Rondon to start him?
I want to know who's in the Cenk Tosin role this year.
I mean, who's behind Solomon Rondon? I mean,
I don't think they have anyone.
That's
because they
Dele Alli,
backup striker, third string striker, Dele Alli,
off to Galatasaray.
Besiktas, please.
Besiktas, sorry.
Yes.
My apologies.
Did he accept the loan? I didn't see.
I don't know. I don't care about him.
I hope he did.
I don't care about that bad man. But I thought it was interesting. Week 2, Tyrone Mings back in the lineup after Stevie G stripped him of the captaincy.
It felt like one of those things where the manager tries to make a stand, this is my team.
Yeah.
And it's I don't know what point you're trying to prove. That's one of your best guys. You probably have to have him out there. And then you lost to Bournemouth.
Yeah.
So you put him back out there this game, and he does well.
Right.
I don't get what...
It's not a good look for Mr. Stevie G.
Yeah.
Anyways, to the game. Villa starting off the game with some decent energy. Good possession to start off the game. But somewhat similar to the game against Bournemouth, where the attack just wasn't as sharp as we've seen in the past.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of it has to do with the link-up play, especially in the final third. It just is not on. Sometimes it comes down to finishing, and Danny Ings will sky it or something, but that really wasn't the case in this one that much.
Yeah, it seemed like it was like Danny Ings and then the rest of the team.
Yeah.
When they could get it to Danny Ings, it was pretty good. He was making some moves, but he didn't really have anyone to work off of.
Mm-hmm. That's kind of how it was in the Bournemouth game in a way, but
yeah,
a little better early on in the Bournemouth game than early on in this one.
Yeah. Everton, I thought they looked okay.
Yeah.
Compared to that first game against Chelsea.
Yeah.
They showed some good energy going forward. It didn't really turn out great in terms of getting the biscuit in the basket, as they say, but
yeah, they definitely were. They at least had energy and pace going forward. They're able to expose the wide position at times and stuff. And I mean, that's bound to happen if you have, a lot of pace up front with Gordon and Gray and stuff.
Yeah.
And then I don't know, lack of quality too doesn't help in terms of. I remember one chance they had. It was just McNeil coming down and he fluffed it because he's Dwight McNeil.
Right. And you got to say, Connor Cody at the back, instant upgrade for that Everton defense.
Yeah, not even a question.
Big upgrade. Absolute steal. 24th minute of the match, Everton score from a corner, but it's ruled offside.
Anthony Gordon tried to steal Gabby Jesus and Eddie Nketiah's ring celebration.
Yeah, I did.
And he got just absolutely bamboozled when they called him offside.
Yeah, unfortunate. And he said, ring, Chelsea, is it 60 million pounds? All right, cheers, I'm off.
Oh, cheers, mate, with my bleached hair.
Pack my bags, I'll be over next day. 31st minute, Villa open the scoring on the counterattack. Danny Ings, take a bow, son. Great individual effort to create this space and rip the shot. That was a beauty.
Let me tell you something. I called for an Ollie Watkins 20-goal season. I changed my mind. 20-assist season, Ollie Watkins.
Yes. I will say, Watkins, big improvement.
Yeah.
Helping out Ings get the ball.
He's going to be more central, so it's able to connect to Ings more, and Ings can play off him.
Yeah.
If it's just Coutinho and Bailey, those guys aren't going to be able to mesh with Danny Ings by themselves.
Yeah, and especially here on the counter, that's really when you get the full extent of the Ollie Watkins
experience.
Hit him fast on the break. He can get the ball, get it up to Danny Ings, and Danny Ings just pulls out a bit of magic.
Funny enough, I saw Ollie Watkins today was rumored to Everton.
Interesting.
Yeah. How would you like that fit? I feel like it'd be pretty good, yeah.
I like it.
Yeah. Before then, the half, Damari Gray had a chance to.
Yeah, poor touch.
Yeah.
Goes into halftime, 1-0, Everton up. Things are looking good.
Yeah, for Villa.
For Villa, yep. Everton come out, second half, they look pretty good.
Mm-hmm. They were able to hold their own.
Yeah.
It's one thing when Everton just looks like super slow and stuff, and they're behind the ball, but you don't feel confident in them.
Mm-hmm.
This game, it felt like you had a little bit of, kind of when Everton was playing well towards the end of last year.
Yeah.
Who'd they beat? 3-0, like Leeds or something like that? It kind of felt a bit like that. Not fully like that, obviously. They weren't clicking that much, but
Leeds, Southampton maybe?
they beat someone 3-0.
So,
but
yeah.
you can kind of tell when Everton has it going. This game, it kind of felt like they did for a while.
Yeah.
They just were not rewarded with the right result.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so Everton with a good start to the half, but then Villa kind of get back into the game. A couple of half chances for Villa as they ramped up the pressure. And then in the 85th minute, They get the second goal of the game, hitting on the counter. The sub, Buendia and Watkins linking up beautifully for a Buendia tap-in.
Buendia side netting, wide open tap in.
That's called styling on them, okay?
Putting it as far away as possible from anyone so they can't get there.
Buendia, another good performance in his substitute.
Yeah, I think he'll just have to start from now on. Coutinho's not doing a ton out there.
Right.
So might as well go Buendia.
I saw something that a reporter asked Stevie G about Buendia starting, and he got like super upset.
Yeah, who's
some
surprised?
reason.
Stevie G. There's something in the water up there in Liverpool. Stevie G and Klopp. Klopp was like normal, went to Liverpool. Now he's just a sensitive man.
Yes, I was seething.
I must be brave and say that the pitch was dry.
And Stevie G, he's just unhinged.
He really is. Speaking of unhinged,
Yes.
Mr. Onana.
Onana.
On that goal for Everton.
He giveth and he taketh. He giveth away on the goal
Yes.
that we were just talking about for Villa. But then 2 minutes later, he goes on an absolute
Mad dashing
run
Yeah.
and scores. Or
He assists.
assist for the
assist
Digne
own
goal.
Yes. Which is truly the gentleman's way to create a goal for your team.
And-
A highly sophisticated move.
Absolutely. That is true styling on him. And I'm like, okay, like 5 minutes into this guy's debut, I already love this guy.
Yeah.
He's chaos.
Yeah, he's
both
good.
ways. But he does look like he has some real quality in attack.
Yeah, I mean, he definitely looks like he'll bring a different dynamic to Everton, but even just like as far as a midfield presence, I think he'll be pretty solid there.
Yeah.
But Watkins had another chance, but then Everton also kept it going. There's also a penalty shout in this game that I didn't really see many replays of, and you could only really find it on Twitter, but I forget who it was clashed into. I know it was Everton would have got the penalty, but just no call, no review. It's a rough weekend for some refs.
To say the least. Yep. It really felt like Everton could have got a point out of this.
Yeah. I mean, in like a crazy world, they probably could have won it, not just drew.
Even
but
won,
yeah.
If it weren't for that mistake by Onana to give up the goal. Everton can't get the goal. Villa get the 3 points. Not the most convincing performance, but they got it across the line.
Yes.
Better than last week.
Better than last week, I suppose. I would say the performance was marginally better, not much better, mainly because that second half, Villa didn't do much to impress me.
Yeah. And some big news. Diego Carlos out for the season, ruptured Achilles.
Brutal. It looked pretty good to start.
Now they just go back to Konsa Mings.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
So much for your 40 million euro center back, Villa.
All right.
Sucks to suck.
All right. Yeah, how you feel about stripping Mings of the captaincy now? He's going to be playing every game.
Yeah, well, he was going to regardless once Stevie G opened his eyeballs.
Yeah, not wrong there.
Yeah, so.
Moving on to the second match of the week.
Oh my gosh, this game.
Spicy one, Arsenal versus Leicester. To lineups, Ramsdale, White, Gabriel, Saliba, Zinchenko, Partey, Saka, Odegaard, Martinelli, Xhaka, and Gabby Jesus. For Leicester, Danny Ward, Fofana, Evans, Amarte, James Justin, Tielemans, Dewsbury Holt, Ndidi, Castagne, Vardy, and Madison.
It has to be said, Danny Ward is the most unlucky man on the face of the planet because every shot he's faced so far is an absolute peach of a shot.
Or when he's bumping into his own defenders.
Well, that too.
But we don't, We don't talk about those things. We're on the Danny Ward fan club.
Pretty balanced game early, kind of back and forth. Arsenal really feeling it out, especially in possession, kind of slower. Leicester able to create a chance early on. Fofana fed from Jamie Vardy. I forget who's defending it, but they're like, you know what, Vardy's not going to pass this to Fofana for a one-on-one. He passed it, and Fofana had a terrible shot right at Ramsdale. Big save.
Yeah, there was a moment moments in that I was like, oh God, Leicester, they have this great attack. And then I was like, oh, it's Fofana. What?
Why is he up there?
Why is he so far up?
This is kind of a really weird game because
It was.
Xhaka was like being played in behind like every time.
Dude,
early
I
on.
know. I was like, what is this new
Like, he's
through
open-
ball to Xhaka?
Like he's open, but it's also Granit Xhaka, so it doesn't make sense.
Yeah, and he's like super slow.
Yeah.
It's,
That's why it didn't make
it's,
sense.
It's like he's never getting played in behind, but
But the other attackers were really quick, especially Martinelli and Jesus. Particularly Martinelli had Mr. Wesley Fofana's value dropped to about 10 mil at one point.
yeah, you're welcome, Chelsea. You get a discount, the Martinelli discount.
I thought Leicester did an alright job creating space wide too when they were in attack. Arsenal did a good job of kind of clearing everything up in the central part of defense, but
Yeah.
all in all, I thought Leicester wasn't too bad in terms of the attack. But then we get the Gabby Jesus curler. I mean, what can you say about that?
Dude, let's go.
Upper 90, far post, Danny Ward. See you later.
The finesse.
Yes.
Chef's kiss.
Then Arsenal kind of get the possession ramped up more, getting some passes towards the end lines and crossing it in and whatnot. Get a corner. Jamie Vardy said, here's an assist for you, Gabby Jesus. Flicks it on, back post. Gabby Jesus tap in 2-0.
You got to say, that was a beautiful flick on by Jamie Vardy.
Hey, man.
The own assist.
Yeah, it was nice.
Respect.
Gabby Jesus, insane chance, created not all by himself on that long ball over the top, but a massive part of it was done by him. Can't get the Hattie. I think it was poked away at like the last possible second.
Mm-hmm.
Other highlights include Jamie Vardy drawing a penalty, but eventually is reversed by VAR. Vardy did a great job of selling that.
He did.
It was relatively close enough, and it looked like it was.
That was one of those, like, at live speed, you're like, oh, no, penalty.
Yeah, 100%.
And then you see the slow motion where he's got the body control and he's, like, leaving his arm out while falling over.
Yeah. That's if there's no replay. That's a pen. And
100%.
You can't fault the ref.
100%.
It's just too good. So it goes into half, 2-0. And then second half, not a ton out of either side. Kind of very reminiscent of how the first half started. And then out of nothing, Leicester long ball. William Saliba did not know where Ramsdale was. Headed it back to him. Went wide of him. Honestly, a perfect header. Like bottom corner. It's impossible to like
It was impressive.
put it where he did.
What was more impressive, the Vardy flick on or Saliba's own goal?
They're both insanely impressive. Arsenal respond about 2 minutes later. Some terrible defending, some pretty solid passing, but mainly terrible defending. And the man who's been played in behind the whole time, Granit Xhaka.
Goal scoring Granit Xhaka. Let's go.
That's the timeline Sam loves.
It's a new era at Arsenal.
Yeah. Arsenal having to defend and see it out for a bit, but Leicester just kind of really couldn't get it going in that final third and break Arsenal down from possession. And then out of nowhere, James Maddison just gets a goal. Ramsdale could have maybe done better. Kind of hard because it was virtually 1-on-1, but when it goes between the wickets, you feel it's always preventable.
Yeah, I thought he could have saved that.
Yeah, and I kind of noticed this about Madison. He's not had a great first two games, but he's just taken advantage of like the one or two moments, and he's made the most of them.
Yeah.
So it's like, then Martinelli stays hot, makes it 4-2. I think the real story is Gabby Jesus is incapable of getting a hat trick.
Dude, so close. Like
the
3
tap
times.
the tap in at the very end puts
Yeah.
it wide. Finishes
Very
4-2. Arsenal officially title rivals with Manchester City.
Oh, boy. Here we go again. At this time last year, we were getting relegated.
Well,
And
yes.
this year, we're winning the league.
Well, look at Man. Did you see that tweet by that like the main like Man U fan account on Twitter, where it's like it was literally like this time last year, and they're like, Arsenal's a Finnish club. Look at them, they're 0-3. They have nothing going for them. They're out of Europe,
True.
and now you have
True.
Man U.
Well, I mean, We all knew Man U was going to be garbage.
Well, not everyone. But back to Arsenal, Leicester. Big win for Arsenal.
Mm-hmm.
It really should have been 4-1. It was kind of a freak own goal, but still.
Preventable goals.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I need to see that out of Arsenal more. The defense to be.
Yeah, there's still those moments of doubt where you don't feel the defense is just.
They're not
that
turned on at all
solid.
times. Yeah.
Right. It's not like the defense isn't good. The defense is very good, but like you say, they have those moments of lapses.
Literally like
where,
5 to 10 minutes, and it's like, why?
Yeah. Inexperience, maybe.
Yeah, I don't know. Ben White's been in the Premier League for a while, and you have these other guys who've been around. Zinchenko's played a good amount. He's been around teams that have made runs in the Champions League.
I'm trying to make myself feel better. Okay.
Well, you got a really good attack. You might have the second best attack in the league.
As long as Gabby Jesus plays like a man on fire, I will be happy.
Any takeaways for Leicester in this one? I thought their midfield was not very good. Tielemans was good the first game. This game was really, really poor. IMO.
Yeah, he didn't sell himself to Arsenal. That's for sure.
No.
Yeah, the midfield wasn't great. Fofana had a pretty shocking game.
Yeah.
Probably his worst game I've seen.
Yeah, 100%.
He was just getting
He's in the Yuri
roasted and
Tielemans
toasted.
school of I want to leave Leicester City right now.
Yeah, true. But I still feel like Leicester's not that bad. They lost both their games, but they still got Jamie Vardy, James Maddison. They can make some stuff happen in attack.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm not saying they're going to finish fifth.
No, I
anything,
know.
But
They can sneak up on you. I don't know. I feel like this could be a down year for Leicester. I think they could be like 11th or 12th.
yeah,
I just really don't like their vibe around the club right now. Hear that bit of static? Is that me or you?
that seemed to stop it.
Okay.
All right, we're back.
All right, moving on.
Moving on to the
Brighton.
next match.
Is it Brighton Newcastle?
Brighton Newcastle.
Brighton Newcastle. I won't lie, I was frustrated with this game.
I won't lie. I watched 2 games at the same time, and both of them were 0-0 draws.
That's brutal that you picked the 2 wrong games.
Yeah, what kind of bad roulette is that?
You got them out of the way though, so that's nice.
Yeah.
I don't know. This game wasn't too bad. It just was not great.
Yeah, I thought it was entertaining.
Yeah. To the lineups: Bobby Sanchez, Adam Webster, Lewis Dunk, Joel Veltman, Solly March, Alex McAllister, Leo Trossard, Moises Caicedo, the 80 million pound man, Pascal Gross, Adam Lallana, Danny Welbeck, Nick Pope, Kieran Trippier, Botman getting in there, Cher, Dan Byrne, Joelinton, Willock, Bruno G, Callum Wilson, ASM, and Miguel Almiron.
Back to left back Dan Byrne. Let's go.
Yeah. He's returning to form for his homecoming.
Mm-hmm. Pretty awesome.
Pretty back and forth early on. Felt like the defenses were really stout in this one.
Yeah.
Just constantly swarming guys. Passing was not the best. I'd say the first chance really was the Callum Wilson high boot goal, which was disallowed. I was very frustrated by that.
Yeah, I agree.
As a man who had a nice parlay of Arsenal and Newcastle. Should have won.
As a man who had Callum Wilson in his fantasy Premier League lineup.
Honestly, it was relatively high, but I guarantee you, and the announcer said too, if that's in midfield, that's not called.
Yeah.
That's simply not called.
Yeah.
That's
100%.
He touched it before Dunk was even relatively close to it with the head.
Right.
Whatever. But yeah, both teams look pretty strong in defense, and honestly, for the most part, midfield too, the defensive aspects.
Mm-hmm.
Bit conservative in attack from both sides. I guess Newcastle was kind of more, when they did have the ball, they're kind of pushing forward and taking risks.
Yeah, I thought
was part of why they didn't look all that great in attack.
I thought both teams looked best when they were trying to play more on the counter.
Yeah.
Rather than build up, play, possession. Especially Brighton, I would say.
Oh, yeah.
It's
Yep.
interesting. Brighton, they so far this year look best on the counterattack with Danny Welbeck, but
Yeah.
they like to play the possession game if they can.
Yeah. No, yeah, that was a great chance with Trossard running down the field and then kind of squaring it for Danny Welbeck, and Nick Pope tapped it around Danny Welbeck.
Yeah.
Miguel Almiron had a pretty good chance, but he skied it. Then we get a goal line clearance. How about that?
One of 10,000 this game, it
Yeah.
seemed like.
Pope had a save, but it still went through his hands, and Fabian Schär, it was off the line.
I couldn't believe it. I thought, the second it fell to March there, I was like, that's a goal, 100%.
Yeah.
He was 6 yards out.
Yeah, well, little do you remember, Nick Pope is the ultimate quick reflexes, just get something on it guy.
True.
But, yeah, I thought Brighton's attack, I guess, looked a little better, but I don't know.
Yeah, like you said, Newcastle, their attack just wasn't really clicking this game. Went into halftime, 0-0, of course.
Yes.
Second half, kind of a rare bird. Adam Lallana headed almost goal.
Yeah.
It was a pretty good effort.
Yeah, he had a good shot right at Pope in the first half, too, but I don't know. I question why he's out there sometimes as anything more than just a sub.
Yeah, true. Brighton started off the second half pretty good. Ben Albrighton. Ben
What?
Albrighton in the first 10 minutes. Yeah, right. Brighton looked good.
Ben Albrighton, it's...
Ben Albrighton.
Yeah.
There was a good fight between Solly March
Yeah,
and
that was
Joelinton
awesome.
as they got into a shoving match, and then 2 minutes later we're high-fiving each other.
Yeah.
Sup, bro?
Yeah, that's what real winners do. Guys like Solly March and the Blonde Bombshell, Joelinton.
Yeah, and you got to say, that was some legit shoving.
Yes.
It wasn't just
No, it wasn't an almost fight.
no almost fight. This was,
About to go down.
yeah. That was spicy. This was Solly March's best game.
He looked really good.
Yeah. He had another chance in the 72nd minute. Close range. Again, saved by Pope. And then 10 minutes later, another clearance off the line. Brighton just cannot score. This time deflected by Dan Burn. Almost the Dan Burn
Masterclass on goal. The Saboteur.
And then I got to say, Brighton made a sub. The Japanese guy, Mitoma.
Yeah.
And he was just lighting it up.
Yeah, he was killing it.
He's
Brighton
got the bowl cut.
Brighton just pulled these guys out of nowhere.
Right. It's who is this guy? No clue, but he's doing techers on the end line.
Yeah. You'll love to see it from Brighton. Finishes 0-0. Not much to say. Newcastle kind of, after 30th minute, we're let's just get a draw.
Yeah, I feel bad for Brighton. I think they could have won that match.
They could have, easily.
Just with the amount of goal line clearances that they had.
Yeah. They also could have lost, if Callum Wilson gets that goal. You never know.
That's true. That's true. Yeah. Either team could have won.
Yes. But I like to see, there's guys like this just all over Brighton, and then Graham Potter's how about we start Adam Lallana?
Yeah.
And it's no, I don't think we need to.
Right.
Take a chance with anyone else.
Moving
your
on
game of the week.
to
Man City, Bournemouth.
Man City, Bournemouth.
What an amazing game.
The lineup.
I lied to the listeners last pod. I said Bournemouth wouldn't get dominated. They got absolutely taken out to the woodshed.
Boys to men.
Yeah.
The lineups.
Ederson, Walker, Diaz, Ake, Cancelo, Gundogan, Rodri, De Bruyne, Mahrez, Foden, Holland. If you would have read that lineup to me last time when I was making the prediction of a Man City 2-0 victory,
Yes.
I would have said, it might be more than that. That's it. That lineup's unstoppable.
Mm-hmm.
Especially when you got this lineup. Mark Travers, Lloyd Kelly, Chris Mepham, Jefferson Lerma, Lewis Cook, Adam Smith, Jack Stacey, Ben Pearson, Ryan Christie, Tavernier, and your guy, Kiefer Moore.
Yeah, Mr. Scott Parker forced into a couple changes. Solanke and Zamora injured.
Yeah, and Phil Billing, he was on the bench, wasn't he? Or was he not?
Yes, he was.
yeah.
I was surprised about that one.
Yeah, we didn't get to see the full Marco Senesi or whatever that guy's name is, the guy they got from Feyenoord. Who's supposed to be really good.
Yep.
But came on towards then. But to the beginning of this one,
Yeah,
it was Man City and Man City early.
They look like teams that were not just not on the same level, not on the same planet, not in the same galaxy. It's like, oh boy, like 5 minutes in, you can already tell this is going down a bad alley.
Yeah. Yeah, the only thing you could complain about is that Erling Haaland should have scored. And you'd say, oh, he fluffed it. No. Phil Foden refused to pass to him when he was wide open for a tap-in. I think there's even someone further over than Haaland that could have even been there for a tap-in.
Mm-hmm.
And Phil Foden's like, let me shoot this right at... Let me give Mark Travers this one save of the game.
Yeah.
Build a false sense of confidence for Bournemouth that they can pull this off.
Yeah, that was very questionable.
Yeah. Man City, great job in terms of waiting a while, in terms of breaking down Bournemouth and pulling them out. And nothing like pulling them out by Haaland's hold-up play with the defenders on his back, quick turn pass. That was an amazing play.
Very nice.
Great run by Gundogan. Slots at far post, 1-0. Then after that, I mean... They had like a strange sequence where they caught Bournemouth on the ball, and Kevin De Bruyne is coming on the counterattack. And let me tell you, the outside of that boot finish, brutal if you're Bournemouth.
They got the full force of the Kevin De Bruyne right in the face.
Yeah. Lower 90, far post side netting. Nothing you can do about that. Phil Foden gets his goal. Kevin De Bruyne.
Dropping
making it
dimes.
happen. Yeah, making it happen. Making life easy out here.
Yeah.
Second half, Man City dominant in possession. They add a fourth through a Jefferson Lerma own goal.
Just to add insult to injury.
Finishes 4-0. There's not much takeaways from this game.
The only takeaway is that Haaland completed 2 passes, and one of them was an assist.
Yeah, I think
How
he
is
had
that
9
possible?
touches or something.
How is that possible?
Because he's too good.
How can Man City have like 80% possession, and he has 2 completed passes?
Because they didn't. Phil Foden didn't feed him enough.
Phil
and then he refused to play.
See, this is going to be the downfall of City. Phil Foden is like, nah, I refuse to play with Haaland. I refuse to pass to him.
Phil Foden is the Marcus Rashford of Man City. He just like goes to crap, but people try to pretend like he's still good.
Yeah. Phil Foden's out here trying to win his Ballon d'Or that he wrongly gets nominated for every single year.
What can you say?
What can you say?
Ultimate winner.
Well, that game was pretty rough, unfortunately.
This game was looking pretty rough for one team.
Yes.
And then it finished, honestly, pretty rough for another team.
Speaking about Southampton versus Leeds. The lineups for Southampton: Bazunu, Salisu, Jan Benderak, Bella Ketchup, KWP, JWP, Gineppo, Lavia, Jay Adams, Stu Armstrong, and El Yunusi. Mad lad.
He's at it again.
Just spins
He's
the wheel.
at it again.
Just spins the wheel. He can't be stopped.
He's so good. I hope that man never gets sacked.
For Leeds, Meslier, Koch, Llorente, Struijk, Christensen, Aronson, Roca, Adams, Rodrigo, Jack Harrison, and Pat Bamford.
Leeds pretty strong in possession early. The main early highlight, though, has to be that great tackle by Llorente. It's a red card or a goal or an amazing tackle. And you know what? He made sure it was an amazing tackle.
That's true.
But yeah, Southampton get more into the game. Good passing, good crossing. But then it really kind of faded, especially the crossing. Southampton were really trying to press on the counter too, especially once they did. They're like, go, go, go. I don't know why teams feel the need to do that to Leeds, like out Leeds. It doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
It's the mega mind Jesse Marsh making people play into his hands, because he has the highest IQ because he's American out there. So, Leeds feel in control for most of the first half. Ends with big chance for Christensen. He got faked out, I think, on that chance, that header. He had a free header,
But he had the free header,
but he didn't. He didn't execute it, and I'm pretty sure he thought Dan James was going to head the ball, and Dan James didn't. He just stood there. Other news in this first half: Mr. Pat Bamford out injured.
Man,
he might just have to be a one-year wonder, unfortunately.
He might have to go the Jack Wilshere route and just retire.
No, yeah, but didn't Jack Wilshere go play for a Danish team or something first?
Yeah.
Yeah, he'll have to do that.
Played for, so you're saying Pat Bamford's going to go on loan to Bournemouth now?
Oh, that could happen. Or even maybe Nottingham Forest, some team. They like to sign guys. But
don't get me going on Forest.
But then after that, he'll go play for Malmo, and then that's his career.
Hey, respect. Shout out Malmo.
Second half, Leeds start early. Rodrigo goal starts with Che Adams had a really shit clearance on that. That was really bad. Just a shank that went backwards. Great ball near post by Harrison. Jack Harrison, most chances created through the first two games.
80 million pounds.
Yeah. Newcastle tried to get him.
They tried.
They tried. They didn't try hard enough.
The pride of NYCFC.
Yeah, that's what happens when you get the American influence in you. Southampton really can't get much going forward. This half, it's really bad.
Yeah, the Leeds press.
They couldn't get around it.
It was just suffocating Southampton.
Yeah. See, it's games like this where I look and it's if James Ward-Prowse is really good,
yeah,
why am I not seeing him out here? Why is he not doing anything? Leeds add Rodrigo, tap in from a looping strike header. The ultimate goal, Jack.
Dude, that was such a goal, Jack.
But you have to apologize to Rodrigo up to 3 goals. 3 goals to start the year.
Dude, when I saw that, I was seething. I was like, dude, I hate Rodrigo so much, and he just goes and
then he
jacks
celebrates
the goal and celebrates. It's
Fortnite epic dance style.
Bro, that was going in, and you stole the goal.
Yeah, well, what can you do when you're
the nerve
poacher,
of some people.
The poacher, just clinical. He's like, oh yeah, I see Raheem Sterling's no longer the number 1 tap-in merchant. Let me do my application right here. See me right here, ultimate tap-in. Then Southampton makes some changes, and those changes really work.
Yes,
for them.
For some reason, Joe Aribo not starting.
I mean, that's wild. But what can you do? Hans spun the wheel, and it said no Aribo starting.
Yeah,
there's only so much you can do.
I can't argue. I can't argue. Any other team, I argue. But this team, no, I can't argue.
Yeah, and I felt like their passing just got better.
Yeah.
And it felt like the guys on the pitch almost had more chemistry and stuff, especially with the Armstrong, the 1-2 to free him into space, and he squares the ball. Aribo almost didn't take the chance. He got it very close, and then he ripped it in.
Yeah. The dribble.
Yes.
Respect the sauce.
As a funny part of this game was when Joe Aribo got the ball, probably 75th minute or something like that. He just stopped playing because he thought he was offside. He just stopped playing, and they gave the ball to Leeds.
It happens.
That was pretty good. Then Southampton level it. Amazing pass from Mara. Tidy finish from Kyle Walker-Peters. I don't know, the youth movement in Southampton, that you can't give up on it. They clearly have talent.
Yeah, Mara came on, and it was, wow.
It's just can they build off it, put it in the right situations, and get it going?
Yeah,
the answer right now is no. But
for me, you got to start Aribo, and you got to start Mara next game. Hopefully the wheel spins in that direction.
Yeah, we can only hope.
You never know. It might be
Nathan
Redmond.
Did you think James Ward-Prowse was scoring that free kick 87th minute.
You know, it was set up. That's like classic JWP time.
I was expecting like a bar, just right off the bar one.
Bar and out?
Yeah.
Bar down?
No, not bar down, just bar and out.
Gotcha.
Or like post.
I was kind of expecting that because, you know, he's a free kick merchant, you know?
Yeah,
That's what he does. And then he gets in the highlight reels and people are like 80 million pound James Ward-Prowse
Yeah.
to United.
Imagine if United had James Ward-Prowse, how good they'd be right now.
They would be really good.
So finishes 2-2. Disappointing for Leeds, especially in defense. You know, they had a leaky defense last year. You know, they had moments where they came from behind last year, but didn't really see many moments where they just blew a game. So hopefully this isn't like a trend for them.
My conspiracy theory about this game, obviously, these first 2 weeks, it's been very hot.
Yeah.
It was very hot again this week. I think Leeds ran themselves out,
Yeah.
especially in the second half when they were pressing pretty hard. And then it comes around like the 75th minute, and it's like, oh, God, we're like dead.
Yeah. Well, they scored before that, though, and that was the subs. I mean, there's something with this 5-sub rule where if you're
That's
not waiting
true.
till, like,
I think it's a bit of both.
I think the best time to do it is, like, probably 10 minutes before the water break, so that you get those guys on the other team as gassed as possible, and then you're like, here's 3 new guys, and we're just going to go with these guys, and they're just going to run you for 10 minutes, and we better score.
That's true. It's true.
Very true. So finishes 2-2. I guess good result for Southampton. Probably disappointing for Leeds, but in the long run, good enough result. So it's a draw away. Could be worse.
Southampton on the other side, normally they're the ones blowing the 2-0 lead.
Yeah. What is this role reversal?
The wheel turns.
What is this world twisted?
On to the next match, the second
This
0-0
game might as well have not happened.
of the week.
This might have been the most Wolves game I've ever watched in my life.
Yeah, they channeled last year's Wolves.
Yeah, they're like, guys, you know, we have it in us. We could do this.
Early season Wolves. It's a wild ride.
Jose Sa, Ait Nouri, Nate Collins, Johnny, Max Kilman, Pedro Neto, Ruben Neves, Daniel Podence, Morgan Gibbs-White, now of Nottingham Forest, Leon Dondonker, Huang Hei Chen for Fulham, Rodak, Tete, Tosin, Ream, Robinson, Reed, Cabano, Bobby Reed, Andres Pereira, Joao Panlinha, and Alex Mitrovic.
How did Wolves not score within like the first 10 minutes of the game?
How did they not score at any point in this game? Our guy Ait Nouri, bounce back game, played well.
Yes.
Neves was good. Other than that, I don't know if I'd say anyone had a real good game for Wolves.
No, I don't think so.
No.
I don't think so. I mean, they had the chances, especially early on. I mean, they were just hitting.
The Neto one was like, I don't get why he tried to dribble.
I don't know.
He had an open net. Sure, it might be your weak foot. It's an open net.
Yeah, yeah.
How do you not fucking shoot that? That's wild.
Wolves are just destined to have a winger who can't finish at all times.
That's like not even camp. That's like you refused to actually shoot the ball. The net was empty.
Oh, I've seen Traore make some bad decisions.
Brutal.
Speaking of Traore, came on in this game.
Yeah. That's enough, Wolves. You need to get rid of all these guys. What kind of Wolves are like? They're like a guy who has just like horrible taste in like women. Just terrible taste. Like Wolves, like the worst kind of possible attack player. Dribbling, yes. Passing above average, just cannot shoot. Poor decision making. They're just trying to go for like Instagram highlight tapes. Like I don't know what they're going for.
Yeah, yeah.
They're like, oh yeah, look at this Neto Megza guy.
Techers, let's go hitting on the counter.
Surprised they didn't buy someone from Watford.
Even though Fulham's fullbacks in shambles.
Don't say that about Kenny Tete.
I mean, really,
Kenny Tete.
The defense in general.
Yeah.
There
I don't know. Tim
moments,
Ream was clearing the ball out there. He might have been Fulham's best guy somehow.
There was that moment.
And that's not saying much.
with Tosin and Rodak where they had the miscommunication.
Yeah.
And Neto somehow didn't score, and Podence couldn't score either.
Oh.
It kind of looked like the clown show, you know.
Wolves bother
On
me.
both ends.
Yeah.
Both ends.
Yeah, not Premier League.
It was a
caliber.
hard watch.
Yes. Halftime 0-0. Your guy, Gibbs White, Nottingham Forest's finest, the
Golden
50 million
chance.
pound man, skies it.
That was awful.
That was brutal.
That almost made me turn my allegiance against Gibbs White. I take back all the good things I've ever said.
Yeah, well, guess what? It hurt my feelings more because it's the Ait Nuri cross.
Yeah, true.
Then there's a dead zone of the game. Not much really happened.
Our souls left our bodies. As
Yeah,
we
it was.
watched on.
You knew that Fulham was doing absolutely nothing this game in attack.
Yeah.
That much was certain. It was, could Wolves get some, could they force an own goal? Is that how this goes down? With that said, Fulham get a little something going. They draw a penalty, and Mitrovic shoots it hip height, probably 6 inches to Mr. Sa's right.
God awful penalty. It looked like a penalty of someone
Looked like
who had no confidence.
looked like us taking a pen.
Yeah. It did not look like week one Mitrovic.
No.
Confident, trucking guys, elbowing.
He only
Hendo.
shows up for big games. He's like, Wolves, what is this club?
Yeah.
Or he only plays well at Craven Cottage.
At the Cottage, yeah, I think that's it.
He's like, I like the vibe here. It's nice.
And it's got to be said, Ait Nuri on the penalty. giveaway.
He's not out there to defend. He's out there to cross.
That's true.
Out there to swing balls in.
Like Crossman.
Yeah. Jose Sa, though, recovering after last week. He's like, you know what, I'm back. I'm going to make some big saves.
Mm-hmm.
Then the altercation at the end. Wolves on a counter. Mitrovic brings down Gibbs White. Should be a yellow. They both get up, go head to head. Surprising that Mitrovic isn't given a second yellow.
Right.
One for the tackle, one for the head to head.
Kind of like the Martinelli situation last year where you got the two yellows
Yep.
in the same
Frame.
frame of play. It's like, I know people say oh, technically you're not supposed to be able to do that, but it's like, if there's a yellow here and a yellow here, that's two yellows, that's a red card.
Yeah. I don't get what.
What do you want me to say?
Yeah. You can't just go around, oh, I'm on one yellow card and there's an advantage being played. I'm going to just truck someone and it won't get called.
Free leg breaker incoming.
Yeah.
What?
So stupid. Finishes 0-0. Wolves made some signings, though. I mean, they had Guedes playing this game, and he wasn't involved. Kind of looked like a guy who just got there. Right. Now they got another Portuguese guy coming in. They used the Gibbs White money on him. He's a cam, just another guy. He at least is more of just a good passer, spreader of the ball, and he'll play centrally, which I feel that's really what they've lacked is just at least a 10. They need a 10, and they at least bought him. So
the question is, who does he pass to?
hopefully the back of the net, maybe once or twice.
The back of the net.
But
Yeah.
Mr. Nunez.
Mr. Nunez. How many Nunez's?
Well,
can we
there's
get
only
in
so
one
many.
transfer
There's
window?
only so many Portuguese names,
You're not wrong.
so you can't hate too much on Wolves.
Yeah, you got to say, I mean, essentially trading Gibbs White for Nunez,
a guy
who's
who's
supposed to be pretty good.
25, played in the Champions League.
Plus, no, the fees were about the same, I think.
Yeah,
I guess
they
it
come
depends
out-
on the add-ons.
The add-ons for Gibbs White, because I think Gibbs White was 35, and the add-ons can get up to 45 to 50.
Yeah.
Whereas, what's his name? Nunez was 45 million euros,
Yeah.
and then add-ons of 5.
Right. Yeah, I saw 43 million pounds. So yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Be curious to see. I was a little surprised just to see Wolves go out and just splash the cash.
Well, we were
like
talking
but-
about that, how teams with projects, if it backfires on them a little bit, they're hesitant.
Yeah.
But I guess Wolves heard that and they're like, "Oh yeah, Hank, who are you to say that we're hesitant? Here's 50 mil. Here's another 30 mil.
Yeah.
Bada bing, bada boom."
Yeah. Hopefully Nunez and Guedes
Yeah.
form a
Get
nice
it going.
partnership for
That would
Wolves
be
and
nice.
kind of reignite.
And make my eyes not hurt watching Wolves.
Yeah, that would be good. Moving on to the match of the week. It's got to be said. The match of the week. The match of...
The match since the Brighton Man U game
yeah.
last year.
Since Man U's last failure.
I mean, this is so funny. This is beyond hilarious.
It's like the days since last injury. It's like
Yeah, and they're like changing it to 0.
days since last embarrassment. Oh no, here we go again.
But they beat Liverpool in some random Asian Cup thing.
Woohoo! The Singaporean
Yep,
Champions Trophy Cup of
absolutely.
winners.
Yes. To the lineups: Raya, Hickey, Henry, me, Janssen, Roslev, Norgard, Jensen, De Silva. I like how Josh De Silva is just getting himself in there for Brentford.
Yes.
I know we talked about it last year. We're like, we don't know if he's Premier League quality. Didn't really play much. Now this time he's kind of just in the lineup.
He's a man on a mission.
Ivan Toney, Brian Mbuemo. This lineup: De Gea, Maguire, Manlet, Delot, Shaw, Fernandes, Marcus Poo, Rashford, Christian Eriksen, Fred, Jadon Sancho, and Cristiano Ronaldo. Where would you say, where's the defense in the midfield if you had to pick one guy?
It's DM Christian Eriksen. Obviously.
He's obviously Pirlo and just a deep lying playmaker.
Clearly.
Clearly.
When you go between DM Bruno and DM Eriksen, you should be sorted.
I think it's hilarious they just gave up on Fred. Like, any chance of playing defense. He's like, no, I don't even care.
Well, you should give up on Fred just being a professional footballer.
It's so
At this point.
It's so bad.
Getting into the embarrassment. It takes just 10 minutes for Brentford.
If this game was summed up by one thing, it was Ronaldo coming up to the ball and Aaron Hickey shoulder to shoulder just leveling the shit out of him.
The
Scottish brick shit house that is Mr. Aaron Hickey decking Mr. Cristiano Ronaldo.
Go on. Go on.
It was even from the offset before the goal, like Brentford had the ball, they're winning free kicks and stuff. They had some routines.
Yeah.
It was clear they were going to just get in behind and score early.
Yeah, it was crazy. Just the disparity in levels of energy between the two teams. One team looked scared.
Yeah.
And Brentford was like, man.
I don't know if I describe United as scared. I think it's just genuine, maybe scared. Scared as like missing lack of confidence.
Yeah.
And they just like have no faith in what they're doing. Yeah, I suppose. That's fair.
Yeah, completely void of any confidence whatsoever. Playing in an uncomfortable system.
This whole playing out of the back with Martinez doing the goal kicks and stuff is insanity.
Yeah.
It's insanity. I haven't seen a team play this bad building out of the back since Norwich. That's no joke.
Yeah, you have De Gea, who can't play out of the back. That's a big part.
Yeah, he's just the shot stopper. He's not supposed to have the ball at his feet. He can't pass that well.
Yeah. Anyways, 10 minutes in, De Silva...
He's not a shot stopper in this case.
De Silva puts a shot on target, and it just phases through De Gea.
He, got handcuffed. He, didn't know how to position his hands.
Yeah.
And it went right through his hands. How about that?
Oh, shocking.
1-0 to Brentford right off the bat. And then, Brentford keep piling it on.
Mm-hmm.
Jensen was playing really good this game, I thought. He was.
Yeah, he was.
He had a lot going forward in attack, along with the defensive aspect that he brings.
Yeah, and last week I talked about United. Their attack was completely, unorganized, just chaos. This week it was their midfield.
Mm-hmm.
Just no one knows what they're doing. Eriksen is, super far back for some reason.
Yeah.
There is no attack because they're not getting the ball to the attack.
No, yeah. The announcer was talking about it in the game. He was like, well, Ronaldo used to play on the back shoulder because he had all the pace and you could hit it long to him, but you can't do that now. It's even so, you shouldn't have to be playing hoofball against Brentford. Are you kidding me? And so what? He can't run as fast as he used to. Just play it to him short. Let him get just hold up play and win a free kick or something. Like,
Yeah.
it can't be that hard, for God's sakes.
You would think not.
But when you're United and you can't pass the ball whatsoever, I can't believe how bad they are at passing.
Did they string together more than 2 passes?
No.
I don't think so.
No. No one knows where any other teammates are on the field.
And they're trying to play out of the back.
Yeah.
Just
I want to know what
Insanity.
their training was like this whole summer. I wish we could get like tape of it.
that would be funny. 17th minute, Jensen has a free kick just go over. And then shortly after, he capitalizes on just another completely pie-in-the-face moment for David De Gea. Passes
To Eriksson.
to Eriksson right down the center. Jensen says, don't mind if I do. Takes it, scores. It's 2-0.
A lot of people blaming Eriksson for that one, I noticed.
Absolutely not his fault.
What's he supposed to do? He's right there.
Yeah.
He gets the ball to him. What's he supposed to do? Pass it back to De Gea so he can clear it?
Right.
Fucking, what are you talking about?
That's like the first rule. Never pass down the middle. Never. You never do. Only bad things happen.
I only pass down the
It's
middle.
the corridor of doubt.
I only pass down the middle.
Wow, you're a Chad.
You know, I just run straight down the field and then don't pass anyone, shoot and miss, Adama Traore style. Ben Mee falling down wins a header over the manlet for their third goal off the corner.
Easy money.
I mean, I can't believe that. And me and our good friend Matt, Watford supporter Matt, watching the highlights of this one. And I was like, people tried to cope with the fact that he had a higher aerial win rate than Dan Byrne because he did it in the Eredivisie.
It's a different game. It's a different game. He's not a central defender. Like
They're gonna have to put him in midfield
yeah.
or as
I'd
like
rather
a wing back,
See him
or
play
not
in
wing back,
midfield.
but a fullback maybe. But
Fullback, yeah. I
don't know.
I think midfield is probably better because he'll have to do less defending. I mean, his passing is okay.
I don't know. Saw him get caught on the ball against Brighton one time, mate. I'm out on it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not paying 60 mil for him, but
Yeah,
no,
no.
to each their own. Some people
He
love.
might just be Marcus Rojo 2.0 for different reasons.
Some people love buying guys from the Netherlands
For
for way too much money.
yeah. And then 4-0. I mean, the one time, man, you kind of had it forward, and then Brentford's like, hey, guess what? Here comes the counterattack, go right on your head.
Dude, what a beautiful team goal just to
Yeah.
cap it off.
Yeah, who was it? It was Jensen up to Tony, and then Tony squared it for Mbuemo.
Mm-hmm.
Hilarious.
So good. So good. And that's something, when Brentford are clicking like that,
Yeah.
their team goals look so nice. They had some nice ones against Chelsea last year that stand
Yeah.
out in my mind, where they just vibe.
Yes. And then Christian Eriksen, people complaining that fans were chanting mean things at him. He left Brentford.
Dude, that was so funny.
That was hilarious. You left Brentford. You
what's
went to
the
a smaller
score?
club, yeah.
What's the score, Chris?
Get wrecked.
Went to the smaller club.
4-0 at half. And that's virtually how it finished because nothing happened in the second half, really. Some missed Ronaldo chances, just barely. The fans giving it to him.
Dude,
Ronaldo,
it's so good. The banter.
Spurging out.
Brentford supporters were on point this match.
Yeah,
I gotta say,
shout out,
they were
shout
like
out Brentford. Just getting Man U
Fantastic.
tilted.
absolutely so good, so good. There's something so pure about Ronaldo getting mugged off by Brentford supporters as Brentford is up 4-0.
It's so funny.
4-0 against United wearing these god awful freaking vomit green jerseys.
Yeah, the Mountain Dew kits.
I think they'll never wear those again.
No, they're cursed. They're too cursed.
and
And
if they
do,
they're
they're gonna get wrecked again.
yeah, they deserve it.
Yeah, this might be written down as a game of the year for how funny it was.
You love to see it. It's just so fun to watch these other teams be the one
And
that's
these
like the butt of the joke.
These people that sit there and complain about whether it's the Glazers, whether it's, any of the managers they've had, and then they go back and they'll be like, oh, imagine if we kept Mourinho. You were yelling about how Mourinho's not good. You were doing that, Man U fans. You just need simple fixes for your team. It's not hard. You know what would make this team a whole lot better? Just a defensive anchor in midfield. He finally did it with Casemiro.
Why? Can I interest you in a Casemiro? I can't believe it took this long. It took getting beat 4-0 by Brentford for them to be like, all right, let's actually sign a quality midfielder.
Yet they're still rumored to spend $100 million on like Anthony from Ajax.
Yeah. They don't learn the lesson. Stop it. Casemiro, excellent. Great signing. He's a little old, but you know what? Hey, he's finally someone who is United quality.
I saw some like big United fan account on Twitter that complained about it. It was like they're like, oh, well, he doesn't match our timeline. It's like, you don't have a timeline. Your team sucks.
Your team has been terrible for like the past 8 years.
Yeah.
You've been in rebuild mode while other teams have rebuilt and now are succeeding.
Yeah.
And you've been rebuilding like 4 times over.
Yeah.
How many different managers have you gone through and been like, this is our guy, and then this is not our guy?
Yeah, and then reminisce and say, oh, he was great.
There is no plan.
Oh, my gosh. Is that enough for Man U? How about Brentford?
Brentford, superb. Great energy. Yeah. The fans were great. I think they really carried the momentum from the first game.
Yeah. Well, I said before the season on the pod, Brentford's going to be the team that starts hot.
Can they keep it up?
We'll see.
Can they keep up the vibes?
I don't remember they play this week, though.
Well, we'll see. Shortly.
Moving on. Forest, the official return to the Premier League with the home game.
Dude, Forest. Crazy club.
Crazy to say the least. The lineups, read them, Sammy.
Henderson, Worrell, Niakate, McKenna, Mangala, Williams, O'Brien, Toffolo.
I know you want to say Toffolo or something like that, but it's Toffolo.
Toffolo. Awani Taiwo. We just call him Taiwo.
No, it's Awani. Awani.
Yeah, it sounds like Awani because you don't really say like Awani.
Yeah, Awani. Awani.
Awani. Yeah. Jay Lings, and Brennan Johnson for West Ham. I mean, you probably already know it. Fabianski, Ben Johnson, Cresswell, Kurt the Cat Kicker, Zuma, Sufal, Farnall, Suchek, Rice, Antonio, Bowen, and Ben Rama.
How about that?
They are nothing but consistent.
I like that lineup. You can't go wrong with it. Moisey knows.
Into the game. Forest get off to a decent start.
They're buzzing.
They were really vibing off of that great energy from the fans. You could tell they hadn't been in the league for 23 years. They've been waiting for this moment, and it was a glorious moment.
Yeah.
Forcing Fabianski into a great save in the 10th minute. And
early chance for Cresswell on the free kick, too. Just skim like the bar / top netting for West Ham.
Mm-hmm.
So it was pretty back and forth early on. But yeah, Forest attack was really caught me off guard how much they were just going off the vibes in this one.
Absolutely. Fabianski ends up having to go off. I forget what minute it was. He went down.
Yeah, got hurt.
And then stayed on for a bit and then had to come off.
Yeah. He had a big save to prevent a potential Jared Bowen own goal, too.
Yes.
Goal line clearance for Forest. Henderson forced into a save from Ben Rama. But I feel like what's his name kind of played pretty well this game. Toffolo staying out. O'Brien had some moments where he looked good. They're Huddersfield guys.
Yeah, I thought O'Brien looked good.
But both teams able to create chances. I guess I would say West Ham had slightly better chances. The main thing was Benrahma scoring, but it was taken out because Mikel Antonio thought it was a good idea to just run straight at a guy, extend his arms, and to truck him.
Just completely truck him like it's football or something.
Yeah.
American football. There can be no complaints on that because that's about as clear of a foul as you can get.
Well, I
and
would
super
hope-
unnecessary, too.
Yeah. I'm just glad that the ref couldn't even spot that from live play, that he extended his arms to push him down. Fabianski, big save on Nico Williams in this half as well. But right before halftime,
You got to give me credit.
you called it.
I called it.
Sam's prediction comes through. All because Jay Lings had some weird dribbling touch and it popped off a defender, off Jay Lings, and then right to Mr. Awani.
It doesn't matter how, it just matters how many.
Yeah, and you're 1 for 2.
1 for 2, 50%.
Yep.
I don't miss. When I shoot, I don't miss.
I don't miss.
Just half the time.
50% of the time, he's right every time.
Absolutely.
So it goes in 1-0 to Forest, and then West Ham they just really ramp up the unluckiness.
Yes.
The bar down on the free kick, and then Sushek just getting absolutely stonewalled.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Fornals.
Fornals hit the post.
Yeah, he hit the post as well. Forrest had a goal disallowed, though. So how about that?
Yes.
And then the hand, Now, I feel like it could have been a red. I get that the idea is Dean Henderson's behind him and was going to save it anyways, but
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I was kind of leaning more towards red on that as well.
That's how I felt.
To say for sure Henderson
Henderson
scores that. It's
or saves it.
Or saves that, yeah.
Yeah. I don't know.
I don't think you can come to that conclusion.
Yeah, and he clearly sticks out a hand, and the ball's literally inside the 6-yard box going on net.
Yeah, he ducked down.
Yeah.
He's like, okay, I'll keep it by my side, but I'll duck down. That's a big brain move. I approve.
Yeah, Scott McKenna's okay in our book.
Respect. 2 thumbs up.
Yeah, Declan Rice, absolutely terrible penalty. What the hell was
What's
that?
going on this week? Penalties.
It's the year of bad penalties.
Bad pens. Everyone's going up, knees weak, arms heavy, palms sweaty, mom's spaghetti. Can't save my penalty. But you can.
Can't score the penalty.
Can't score the penalty.
West Ham pressure until the end, really, but just not enough as it finishes 1-0 for Nottingham Forest. They're on the board. How about that? They're also on the board as far as signings.
They're on the board. They can't
They're
stop.
They're going to add a new board. It's so ridiculous. It's like when you see a baseball game and a team scores high 20s or something. You're like, whoa, what is going on here? 16 signings?
I think they're
in
going to have to
one
buy a
window?
new team.
Yeah, they're going to have Nottingham Forest B like it's a German team or a, whatchamacallit, a Spanish team where they have those in the...
Segunda.
Yeah,
or whatever.
they just throw Nottingham Forest B in League 1.
League on.
Yeah, League 1.
They're going to play in France.
They're buying a bunch of French
Dude,
guys.
let's
They throw
go.
them in. Yeah.
It's like when those teams would buy second division U.S. teams.
Yeah.
There was a Spanish team that did that.
Chivas, Guadalajara, but it was Chivas USA.
That was the Mexican team. There was one Rayo Okakana something.
Wow.
That had an NASL
That
team
sounds,
for 2 years.
That sounds Japanese.
Nah, definitely Spanish.
Rayo.
It was Spanish. I forget. But there were some other ones, and it's just hilarious.
Well, yeah, it's not Rayo Vallecano.
Anyways, Forrest getting very lucky, but also Dean Henderson, fantastic game. That's why you buy him. And like you said, bringing in more signings, 40, 35 plus add-ons, potentially up to 45,
For
50
Gibbs
mil
White.
For Gibbs White.
At least he has the potential, I guess.
The Greek man is on one. When I saw that, I was like, you have to be kidding me. How many minutes has this guy played in the Premier League?
About 2 games.
Yeah, about 2 games, a handful of substitute appearances 2 years ago. And they're just like, all right, yeah, I'm in.
Nice.
I'm in.
Wolves were willing to let him go because he wasn't Portuguese.
True.
So they're like, you can leave. You can leave.
Dude, I'd sell him in a heartbeat.
Yeah, I mean, that's ridiculous.
there's potential, and then there's like this is overpay.
Even his potential is going to reach probably like that at best.
We're getting to like Man U levels of overpay here.
Speaking of overpay, we have Chelsea and we have Tottenham. Two teams that love to overpay.
This is the year of overpay. The pounds are just flowing freely.
To the lineups: Mendy, Silva, James, Koulibaly, Jorginho, Conte, Ruben Loftus-Cheek, Mason Mount, Marc Cucurella, Raheem Sterling, and Kai Havertz. For Tottenham: Lloris, Dyer, Romero, Davies, Højbjerg, Royal, Sessegnon, Betancourt, Son, Kane, Kulusevski.
Well, look at us. Well. Ruben Loftus-Cheek at wingback. Oh, Tommy Tuchel, you cheeky lad.
What can you say?
And he puts out the absolute masterclass.
And he looks right at you and he says, I'm super happy.
New contract extension.
Chelsea dominant from the off, much quicker, and the passing of a higher quality than last week, to say the least.
Absolutely.
Plays well because for whatever reason Tottenham were more aggressive than normal when sitting back. They're willing to come out and kind of, challenge a little bit, and Chelsea were definitely able to pull Tottenham out with their passing. Big chance, Kai Havertz, Lloris with the save.
Good chance.
Then Koulibaly off the ensuing corner. Big time goal. What a volley for the big man.
Rips the volley, dude. We're having some absolute banger of a goal.
Yes.
2 weeks in. We've had like 6 of them already.
Yeah. It's the year of Worldies.
Worldies and crap pens.
Worldies, crap pens, and overpays.
Yeah.
That's the name of the pod. And then out of nowhere, Tottenham kind of strike on the counter. Unfortunately, falls for Mr. Ryan Sessegnon, who shoots it at Mendy. Big save by Mendy, but...
Yeah, he had a good game last game. This game, not so much.
Mm-hmm. But Tottenham were really struggling for the most part to pass. Chelsea covering all spaces. Just felt a lot faster.
Mm-hmm.
It felt like there were 3 Chelsea guys on top of the ball at like all times.
It just felt like Tottenham wasn't up for the match.
Yeah.
It was weird. It was like, this is a big derby, and you guys are just like not really interested.
Yeah.
Where's the high energy counters? Or There was really nothing.
Second half, more of the same, but Tottenham create a little more chances, especially on the counter attack. Sterling has a chance, puts it high over the bar, and the ensuing goal kick. Harry Kane one-on-one breakaway with probably the worst shot I think you'll ever see Harry Kane take.
That is some early season Kane.
Falling over the ball. Brutal, to say the least, for Mr. Kane. But Tottenham get one back. Betancourt chases down Kai Havertz.
Takes him
out. Stops playing for a good second or two because he expected the foul. No call by the side judge or Mr. Taylor.
The esteemed Anthony Taylor.
Yes.
His Highness.
Yes. Tottenham come down, work the ball. Chelsea have a chance to clear, can't, and Højbjerg takes a rip, far post, side netting. What a shot, must be said. Equalizes 1-1. Obviously,
absolute fraudulent goal.
Absolutely has to be talked about. That tackle. I saw Tottenham fans trying to act like, no, look, he gets the ball. He does not get the ball. There's no world which he gets the ball. Completely clips Kai Havertz. Should be a free kick for Chelsea. It's not. They go down on a play that shouldn't be happening and score.
Yeah.
People will say, oh, well, Jorginho could have cleared it. It's like, If anything, Marc Cucurella should have cleared it, not pass it to a different guy in your own box. Very strange decision. But nonetheless, it's 1-1. And we have an absolute spurg out by Tommy Tuchel when Conte is celebrating right in his face. Thought we were about to have a fight right there.
It was brewing.
Chelsea come out. They respond to the high energy. They start putting the pressure on Tottenham again. Kai Havertz, one of the worst shots you'll ever see in your life.
Dude, this was peak Kai Havertz.
Great pass from Reece James. He was killing it this game. Speaking of Reece James, Chelsea won the ball back off a throw-in, and wouldn't you know it, Raheem Sterling 2-on-1. He does pass. Reece James shoots it right at Lloris, but Lloris was pre-diving. What an idiot. 2-1 Chelsea.
Tuchel goes nuts on the sidelines.
Sprints down the sidelines with the longest lanky leg stride you'll ever see in your life.
It was really only like 5 steps, but
he's so
lanky.
Yeah. It was Mourinho-esque in the way that Mourinho used to do it.
It really was. It was, yeah. Mourinho would be proud of this performance by Tuchel.
Then we have the whole corner situation at the end. Chelsea trying to see the game out. Tottenham on a corner, swing it in, header. Dyer with a fantastic header and an even better save by Mendy to tip it over. However, we had a VAR check for violent conduct. Mark Cucurella hair completely pulled down by Christian Romero. Mike Dean, VAR official, did not deem it necessary. Anthony Taylor goes and looks at the monitor. Ensuing corner. Harry Kane heads it far post. Through a sea of traffic, it goes in 2-2. Tottenham equalize and snatch a 1-point draw out of this.
You just knew the goal was coming after that decision. You just knew it.
Yeah. I don't even think you can blame Chelsea for it's like, oh, well, you got to play to see it out. Shouldn't have happened. Play shouldn't have happened.
Shouldn't have happened. Should have been a red card.
Even if it's not, if you don't think it's violent conduct as Mike Dean, this is the thing, is he's clearly being pulled down, like in the box.
Right.
That's a foul regardless. And I get you the only way to check for VAR if it's a red, but any kind of pulling like that should have to be checked, right?
Yeah, I mean it seems like violent conduct to me. You can't just pull someone's hair.
Yeah, I don't get it.
That seemed pretty violent to me.
Yeah,
but I don't know what to say.
Anthony Taylor. The worst part is Anthony Taylor's literally like in the shot of every replay of it. He's standing there looking.
Standing there. Absolutely fraudulent performance by Anthony Taylor.
That's brutal.
Fraudulent by Mike Dean. Fraudulent by the association. Fraudulent by Tottenham.
I mean, that is borderline. Like, if there ever was a match fixing, I hate to throw it around, but I mean, good God. That
was one of the all-time worst refereeing performances.
Yeah. That's, anyone will clown on you. And, of course, it rewards a shit club like Tottenham. Finishes 2-2. Then you get people who brag like Romero and scream in Reece James' face. Romero, who did nothing the whole game.
Yeah, and of course it had to be Tottenham, the most lucky club that has ever existed in terms of gifts being given to them.
Not earned.
Not earned.
And then when they get in a spot to where they have to earn something, they completely crap all over themselves. Very much like this game, where they got completely outplayed. But what can you say? I just sound like a seething Chelsea fan.
It's okay. I'm seething with you, and I hate both teams.
So, 2-2 it finishes. Then we have the handshake. The handshake.
One for the ages.
Tommy Tuchel did not let go of Mr. Conte's hand.
He was going for the like alpha Trump handshake, where he like just
pulls you closer.
Pulls you in.
Yeah. But he's such a lanklet, it's hard to see it. And then Conte's such a man, like compared to him. It's like what trumps what? And I mean, they're both, really what it comes down to the battle of the bulbs, and we have the hair plug cope versus the hat cope.
That's good. That's
good. And
good.
who wins? I felt the hat won.
Oh, yeah, 100%. He asserted dominance in that.
Yeah.
Conte was walking away, and Tommy Tuchel was like, no.
No, you're coming
I'm
back.
not letting you go. You're staying
the
here.
The face Conte makes when he has he had like his mouth open. He's doing like a soy jack. Sam impersonating that. Finishes 2-2. That's honestly, in the long run, could have major implications.
It could.
On the season.
It could.
So, speaking of implications on the season,
our final match.
Liverpool Palace.
Of the match week.
What in the heck is wrong with Liverpool? To the lineups,
question.
Sam.
The lineups for Liverpool: Alisson, Van Dijk, Robertson, Nathaniel, freaking Phillips.
Yes, he's
What's
back.
up? He's inevitable.
This is what happens when injuries occur.
How many times I gotta tell you, old man? Liverpool sign some backups. Trent Alexander-Arnold, Fabinho, James Milner, and Harvey Elliott. World-class midfield right
Yeah.
there. Mo Salah, Louis D.
Louis D. I like Louis D.
Louis
That's a
D,
good
Louis
one.
D, Louis D. Darwin Nunez for Palace.
That's
Guaita,
fantastic.
Ward, Mitchell, Gahey, Anderson, Klein, Ayew, Eze, Schlupp, Doucouré, and Zaha.
Louis D.
Louis D. Louis D. Louis.
The pod might have to be Louis D. Liverpool's finest, or it'll have to be like that's like a dollar store version of Ali G or something like that.
Yeah.
Louis D. Liverpool's finest, or it would have to be something like what was that thing we were talking about earlier of
Something
crap
Overpays.
pens, overpays, and worldies or something.
Crap pens, worldies, and overpays.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, to the game. James Milner, big chance right away.
Yeah, what can you say?
Jimmy Milner with the beard.
James,
With
looking distinguished.
Yeah.
Looking like Donald Cerrone out here.
Great comparison. The cowboy James Milner.
Cowboy Milner. Dude, I'm just on fire right now.
You really are. You got it going. Keep it going. What happened in this game?
Liverpool, they were on the attack. They were looking for the ball in behind, kind of long ball.
Yeah.
They're like, we're shameless.
Yeah.
We're playing long ball. We have no shame. Hey, we spent 80 million pounds on Darwin Nunez so we could play long balls.
Yeah.
That's what we do.
It felt like any team was about to be like clear on net at just any moment. And that's why when the announcers in the game were talking about it, they're like, Palace only has 12% chance to win this game. And it's like, with how open it was anyone's game.
It was really interesting to see the way that Palace lined up.
Just kind of pack the midfield.
Pack
but,
the midfield and be like, all right, Eze and Zaha, like, do your thing.
Yeah.
And we'll just keep doing that.
Yes. Wolf scoring on the counterattack. Great ball from Eze, who honestly might have been the best match of the week, best player of the week.
To get the ball, and then the move to lose the defender, and then the superb ball up to Zaha.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Not
finish
much
from
Nat
Zaha.
Phillips can do on that one. And Nat Phillips was holding his own in this game, I felt like.
That was
Played better than Van Dijk.
lethal.
Yeah. It was funny that Wolf did not think he was onside. He was hesitant on the celly.
That was fun.
It was a good run.
He didn't want to be like Anthony Gordon. Embarrass
Yeah.
yourself.
Yeah. Everyone's really just the original star child of that was Higuain in the 2014 World Cup when he was running around and celebrating and he was offside.
Just keep celebrating.
Yeah.
Just keep celebrating.
Wolf close to adding a second, but the movement and passing from Palace was superb.
I thought that was going to be it. I was surprised. The poor touch from Zaha.
Yeah, you don't
a
see
little
it
out of
often.
character.
Yeah, you don't see it often. So it goes in half, 1-0.
Oh, there was a chance for Liverpool just before halftime.
Oh, I forgot about that. Nunez with the scuff shot. Hits the
Wide
post.
open on the back post, I believe. An absolute scuff. I mean,
Maybe he got blocked by Doucouré.
No,
maybe, I
dude,
don't
there's
know.
scuffs, and then there's like this next level scuff.
And then bounced out for Van Dijk, and he just whiffed right over the top of the ball.
Yeah, it was
It was comical.
rough.
So it goes in half, 1-0. Second half, coming out, just didn't. It really didn't feel like Liverpool was ever going to win a header this game. Did you get that feeling? Like whether it was set pieces or like midfield, it felt like there was always so many Palace guys, and like Anderson and Gahey were just doing a good enough job, like holding on to Nunez and stuff that
Yeah.
they were just going to win every aerial battle.
I mean, especially, I was a little surprised. I mean, kind of surprised, but not really surprised. Just the volume of balls that Liverpool were just like putting into the box with like no really clear intent of like who is this going to. They're just like, all right, swing a ball into the box.
Yeah.
And just
feel the same
keep
way.
doing it. It was that classic Liverpool inefficiency that we saw last season coming to haunt them again.
Yep. Palace more of the same this half, playing just like the first half, and then we get the moment. A straight red Darwin Nunez. He got shoved a little bit by Anderson, and Anderson walked back up to him, and Nunez turned right around and headbutted him. And the worst part is they showed a clip of like 30 seconds before, and he went for a headbutt earlier.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. He went for the first one, missed, got wound up by, I guess, the new wind-up merchant, Joachim Anderson. He's learned well from Zaha. Egged him on. And you got to say that headbutt, that was
was a good
impressive.
one.
I mean,
Yeah.
he meant it.
Yeah.
He earned the red card.
And then we had Louis D. Louis D, who just was
Dude,
like, all
Louis
right,
D.
out of my way, Mr. Nunez. I'm gonna be cooking out here.
That one was like, when I saw that, it was like audible gasp.
Yeah, it was dirty.
It was superb. Fantastic. Mamma mia. I cannot believe what I just saw.
Yeah, what a run, what a shot. You know, we're just living in the world of crap pens, worldies, and overpays.
Exactly.
Liverpool getting the momentum back. But then, you know, Palace kind of had some chances there to close out too, especially Wilf at 77.
Oh, man.
Yeah, and I had a note here. Rough Mo Salah game. Like, could not get involved at all. And when he was, it was nothing.
Yeah, they were definitely, when they were having success, it was going through Louis D.
Mm-hmm.
You know, what can you say? And they did look pretty good after Nunez got sent off. They made some changes. And really it looked like Palace were playing with 11 men still.
Yeah.
Or sorry,
Liverpool
were playing with 11 men because they were still, you know, attacking pretty fiercely.
Yeah. Anderson with a chance at the death. Couldn't quite score it. I think Carvalho had a good chance to it then, but
Yeah.
puts it wide. 1-1 it finishes. Liverpool, they're out here. They're making it a non-title race already.
We're at week 2 and Liverpool already hitting the injury crisis.
Yeah.
I don't want to say we told you so, but I want to say we told you so.
I mean,
Why don't you listen to our podcast?
Because you had 1 year where everything went exactly perfectly right for you. Therefore, that's how it's going to go again. It's simply going to go, everything is going to go perfect again. Craziness.
What could go wrong?
Team of the week?
Team of the week laid on me.
Goalie was pretty tough this week. There's a lot of options.
David De Gea.
Yes.
Cheeky.
Shaker. I went Nick Pope. We had backline Nico Williams, Dan Byrne, Mr. Stroik, Mr. Reece James. Midfield, Etse, Gundogan, Jensen, Kevin De Bruyne. Up front, the man, the myth, the non-hat-trick scorer, Gabriel Jesus.
Hey, 2 goals, 2 assists.
You take that. And then Mr. Ollie Watkins.
Nice. Nice.
All right, previews.
Previews into Match Week 3, a.k.a. MW3, a.k.a. Modern Warfare 3, a.k.a. one of our favorite games of all time. Sup,
What's
Call
the
of Duty
first-
players.
I saw some ad on YouTube that was like for something at MOA, and it was like, "Do you love playing Call of Duty?
Why? Yes, I do.
Here's some laser tag that we have. That's realistic." It's like, shut up.
Oh, dude, spicy early game.
Tottenham, Wolves, the Battle of Nuno, Espirito Santo.
R.I.P. Nuno.
Yeah, I think
Now
they're
getting
gonna
fact
have a moment
checks
of
in
silence.
Qatar or whatever.
Yeah, Saudi Arabia. I think he's on Newcastle's board.
I don't get the joke, but
If he's with the Saudi league. Yeah,
Good
so he's got
one.
to be somewhere in there.
Good one.
Yep, zinger.
It's a little too high level for my thinking.
Well, the part is we don't know what countries he's in right now. That's the only problem.
He's somewhere with sand.
They might bring him as like an inaugural guest to this game.
He's gonna do the
Could you
kickoff.
imagine?
He's gonna do the kickoff.
This one, we'll see how Wolves' new attack gets going.
Yeah,
We don't know what it's going to look like. It has to be better than what we've been watching, right? Surely?
I would
Right.
hope so.
You spent 80 mil on 2 guys. As far as Tottenham, Wolves aren't going to really just necessarily possess the ball the whole time, so your counter style isn't going to be super ideal to play. You're going to have to create some goals on your own, but this feels like Tottenham's due for a letdown game now after whatever that was last week.
I was gonna say the opposite. Personally, I think Tottenham at home against Wolves.
Okay.
I think it should be a comfortable win.
All right. Where are you going?
2-0.
I'm going to go 1-1.
Okay. Who's scoring for Wolves?
It's gonna be Den Donker does good.
Den Donker.
Yep.
Okay.
Out of nowhere.
Okay. No Christian Romero out for a week or so.
Yep. Palace, Villa, Selhurst.
Should be a good one.
Yeah, you would think. Palace has been playing pretty well. Villa, we don't fully know yet.
Look a little shaky.
Yeah, I feel good about Palace's chances in this, but
Yeah, I agree.
the midfield is where the game will be won. I think Villa won at Selhurst last year. I think that was one of those games where you just get a John McGinn banger and it's,
What can you do?
you're just toast. So, I'm going to go Palace 2-1.
Palace 1-0.
Okay. Everton, Nottingham at Goodison. Was Nottingham's performance last week fluky, even though it wasn't like a spectacular performance? It's a bit lucky in the result. Everton, they've been playing better.
You gotta say they looked a lot better than their first game against Newcastle Forest. did.
Yeah. No, they were actually able to link up passes and stuff. It looked pretty decent. My concern for Everton right now is that Alex Iwobi might be their best player.
I think so. It's kind of
It's
weird.
not-
I had some moments where I was like, okay,
Why is-
Iwobi's kind of he's playing out there. He's balling.
Well, he's like a CM out there. He's just running around doing a bunch of things.
Yeah. I hope we get to see some more Onana.
I think we will.
I hope so.
I wonder what team Nottingham are going to field. Will Emmanuel Dennis be there this game?
Who knows? They might have like a roulette wheel.
That'd be awesome.
It brings me back
It's
to
rich man's Southampton.
our middle school baseball team where we had 19 people for
Yes.
9 spots.
Yeah, and we just,
We just did it.
yeah. This guy's out there. Oh, the batting order? Yeah, it's by alphabet this game.
Yeah,
So,
pretty much.
I think with that one, I'll go with a 1-1 draw.
I think this game, it's two teams with something to prove.
Yeah.
Something to prove. I think it might be a good game. Not
I think I can see where you're going with this.
I don't think it'll be the most,
Entertaining game.
I
Or
think
high
it'll
skill?
be entertaining but not high quality.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
One of those games. That's kind of
Yeah.
Everton's MO,
Yeah.
I'm
what are you going with?
thinking
Everton win?
I'm thinking Everton 2-1.
Okay. I could tell it was coming. Fulham, Brentford, Craven Cottage. Can Brentford keep it up?
You got to think so.
Yeah, I think so, but you never know Fulham. Marco Silva's a weird man.
I don't know.
And Alex Mitrovic at Craven Cottage, you never know.
I just don't feel good about Fulham.
I never have, but, they got to draw against Liverpool for no reason. Maybe that's the ultimate throw everyone off the scent, and they're going to lose their next, 9 games.
It feels like it to me. It feels like it. I just feel like they're not very good.
Yeah. Did they sign someone this week? I thought they signed someone.
They signed someone, and then they're also signing Willian.
Aren't they signing Neil Maupay? Isn't he officially going there 15 mil?
I don't know if it's official.
I feel like it's damn near close. I think Mr. Romero tweeted it out. Brentford I just like the way that they're clicking. As long as Tony and Embuemo are going, I feel like Brentford will be going.
Yeah, I think there's going to be room to exploit.
So I'm going to go Brentford will go 2-0.
I'm going to say 3-0 Brentford.
Wow, this is not good. Brentford fans, we apologize. We're too high. We're drinking the Kool-Aid.
I think this game reminds me of last season. Brentford, when they went to Wolves, beat them 3-0. Easy.
Yeah.
You know?
Nah, but I don't know. Wolves were at least like good. Or not good, but like better than
Yeah,
Fulham.
I'm saying more so from like a Brentford perspective of where you're thinking, oh, this might be like a tougher road game.
Yeah.
And then they just
go
go out. And
they did it to West Ham too. Moving on,
Yeah.
Leicester, Southampton, King Power, 9-0.
Loser takes Vestergaard.
No, they're gonna have him as a Ring of Honor guy before the match.
Dude,
I
shout
sent
out-
Sam a video of Vestergaard in training today. He had a dangle on someone. I don't remember who.
Soyuncu.
Was it Soyuncu? I
Yeah.
couldn't really tell.
Yeah.
But just absolute crossed him and then ripped it in the back of the net.
Scenes when Vestergaard's out there playing left wing
And scores a goal.
and scores.
Scores a J-Rod, just walk up, rip it kind of goal.
What can you say?
I want to see who the hell Southampton put out there. I want to see Leicester actually maintain possession and do something in the final third out of possession.
Yeah.
I think this will be a big Vardy kind of jumping off party. So we're going to go 3-1 Leicester.
Yeah, this one's it's tough to call because we don't really know what we're getting with Southampton yet.
Yeah.
Not quite sure.
I could see them easily winning this and surprising. Just like surprise win.
And
They hit on the counter a couple times.
I think we're kind of at the same place with Leicester.
Yeah, but Leicester, there's not as much potential to go up, I feel like.
I don't know. To me, when you got Vardy in your team, the man's magic.
I just feel like Southampton have more room to grow because they have the youth movement.
That's true. That's true.
I feel like Leicester's still blah.
They got Dewsbury Hall.
Okay, that's one guy, though. You have Daniel Marte playing out there.
He's not the best.
At least Southampton are going to try and limit Oriol Romeu from playing a little bit now.
That's true.
You don't
That's
have
true.
to look at that stinky pile of poop.
Yeah.
But I'm still going to go Leicester for this one. Yeah, 3-1. Vardy brace.
I'm going to say 1-1.
Okay. Who scores for Southampton? I was thinking Armstrong for their one goal.
Armstrong.
Adam
that's
Armstrong.
interesting. Yeah.
Maybe a James Ward-Prowse free kick to make up for last week.
James Ward-Prowse penalty given away by Daniel Marte.
Wow. Bournemouth Arsenal at Vitality. Is this where Arsenal's title challenge crumbles?
Trap game, 100% trap game. And I can tell you this because
Well, Arsenal lost there one time before, but or was it a draw? It was a loss.
I know
wasn't it? 2018 or something.
there was a draw where they had to come back from like 3-0. And Lucas Perez scored in that game.
Arsenal legendary number 9.
I always liked him. No, I can tell you why this is an issue. It's because Arsenal fans online are like, oh, easy game. It's like, are you a real Arsenal fan? There are no easy games.
No.
And the true sign is when you get too confident, that's when bad things start to happen.
Yep, that's completely agree.
You always have to have that bit of doubt to keep you humble.
Yep, exactly. With that said, I think Arsenal are going to win this one 2-1. I like their
2-1.
midfield.
Okay.
Yep. Ramsdale Howler against his old team. He gets nervous.
3-1 Arsenal.
Okay. How many does Martinelli score? My prediction is Saka gets a goal in this game. How about that?
Yeah, Saka.
He hasn't done enough. Saka Jaka.
My predictive powers aren't
That's fine.
clarifying
That's
who's going to
fine.
score
Okay.
for Arsenal.
Leeds, Chelsea, Elland Road, potentially no Tuchel. I heard Mr. Jesse Marsh complaining that Tuchel might be there.
No, Tuchel got suspended for one match.
No, I know. Did I say it the other way around? Jesse Marsh is complaining that Tuchel might be there because it wasn't official at the time of his press conference. He's like, look, you get a red card, you're out for the game. that was his press conference. He's like, I don't think he should be there. He got a red card, he's done for the game.
I can't tell if this is now turned into Ted Lasso or,
It really
or if
is.
it's Leeds United. I'm not
both.
sure.
It's both.
The duality of man. Always a spicy game between Leeds and Chelsea.
Yep. It's going to be bouncing. Leeds are playing pretty well. Chelsea are clicking right now.
But they got to be absolutely salty after that last match.
Yeah. So it's like, do they let it get to them and they play worse versus Leeds, or do they just kick the shit out of Leeds? I'm going to go 3-2 Chelsea.
3-2? Okay.
And guess who scores for Leeds both goals? Rodrigo.
Rodrigo! How many of those are deserved?
All of them.
All of them.
All of them.
Rodrigo Golden Boot. Let's go.
Yeah, the one thing that worries me a bit about Chelsea is Conte's going to be out for a bit with the hammy, but this just means more time for Gallagher.
Right.
And people are like, well, Conte is like for like replacements Kovacic. Yes, I think Gallagher can fill that role.
Gallagher's
as
awesome.
well as the other two, maybe not necessarily, but we'll see, because it's a different role than what Gallagher was doing, where we saw him excelling at Palace, but I think he's capable of doing it.
He's a great player.
I agree.
I think it's going to be 4-3 Chelsea.
Wow, you one-up me.
I one-upped
You
you.
one-up me. Rodrigo hat-trick.
Rodrigo.
Brighton, West Ham. This was the game to finish last year, the last game of the year. Except it's at Brighton, I guess, but still. Brighton are just playing like all the games they played at the end of last year. Man U, West Ham.
Run it back.
Yeah. It's like, yeah, those teams you play them again.
You want to see me do it? You want to see me do it again?
Tell me what you're looking at in this game. What are you looking for in this game?
Well, both sides have shown some good play and some bad play.
Yes.
Overall, I feel a little better about Brighton,
Okay.
but not by much. I think it's fairly even so far.
Yeah.
Kind of in the form rankings.
I feel like Brighton is playing real well right now. They got it clicking. West Ham's not playing bad, but they're not playing as well as they can. It's one of two ways. West Ham really gets it going and they win this one, or Brighton kind of keep rolling, doing their thing.
Yeah.
I feel like this is a game where West Ham's winning 1-0 and then Brighton just get a random goal in the 86th minute and you're like, what happened? I'm going to go with the 1-1 draw.
The Neil Maupay
Yeah, before he leaves.
send off.
He's officially on Fulham. They sub him on anyways. He scores. It's not even
Let's
legal.
go.
It's not even legal.
I think it'll be 2-0 West Ham.
That's fair.
Yeah.
I feel like that's more likely than like a Brighton just keeps rolling in terms of like a win. Mm-hmm. Newcastle, Man City, St. James Park. Pep, here's an actual test finally.
Yeah, St. James Park is really a fortress.
It is now.
It's got to be one of the toughest away games. Yeah, that'll put City to the test. Can they perform?
Can Erling Haaland score?
Can he
in
complete
Newcastle?
more than 2 passes?
No, that's not possible. Hey, man, when you're just out there for tap-ins and pens, he's the one non-shit pen taker, apparently.
Yeah. You got to imagine this is going to be tougher than their previous 2 games, Man City. I still feel confident in them. They're just playing at such a high level.
Yeah.
It's hard not to favor them in any matchup.
Yeah. I'm going to go with a 2-1 result. I think Newcastle will get one late, but it's not enough.
I'm going to say 1-0. Little grind out,
Yeah,
Man City.
that's fair. Mm-hmm. Man U, Liverpool. Close out
Liverpool
the
is
week.
just going to be the Monday team, I guess.
Apparently.
Scenes when United win this game.
I would die of laughter.
Dude, everything. What do I have
It's-
to do to make this happen?
It's the unstoppable force versus the immovable object. Liverpool can't win or lose. They can only draw. Man U can't win or draw. They can only lose. Something has to give, Sam.
something. And Klopp is already preparing himself. He's like, I would rather face United after they win 5-0. He's afraid of revenge game United. They're going to come out here and...
Yeah, he called out Gabby Agbonlahor. Why are you calling out Gabby Agbonlahor? Who cares?
Because that guy's...
He's a literal who, except to people like me and Sam who like were like, oh yeah, I remember that guy who was on shit ass Villa.
Yeah, when they were god awful, and he was not very good either. And now he's talking mad shit on the radio on TalkSport. So yeah, I kind of like that move from Klopp. I can't deny calling out people like Gabby Agbonlahor. You have no place to stand.
What midfield is gonna look better in this game? James Milner, Curtis Jones, and Harvey Elliott, or Fred, Eriksson?
It's just
Bruno?
gonna be hoofball, right?
Yeah.
Although Ten Hag is anti-hoofball.
Yeah, he's gonna build from the back, and Liverpool's gonna gegenpress the crap out of him.
I saw something saying that United players are. They're not really buying into the system, and they wanted to go with more of a pragmatic approach against Liverpool. Sit
That'll
back,
be funny.
Play on the counter.
That'll be funny.
But the thing is, Ten Hag has such a big ego. He would never do that. He wants to only play his system. He doesn't care if he has the players for it or not. He's a bald fraud. He's almost as fraudulent as Anthony Taylor.
Oh, yeah, that's not possible, though. I don't think it is. After last week, it could be mistaken. But
they lost 4-0 to Brentford.
Yeah, well, Anthony Taylor's he's the number one bounty of bald frauds.
I don't know. I think it's kind of like a duel. They're up there. But they're both up there.
It's like in boxing where there's like a bunch of world championships and they all have like 6 belts, and it's like, which one is the actual one that matters the most?
They're all bald frauds.
Exactly.
Huh.
I'm going to go Liverpool 2-0. I don't even think they're playing that well, but United's they're just shambolic right now. Their goal of the month for August is going to be a fucking own goal against Brighton. They don't have a choice but that goal.
You'll love to see it. Man, I don't feel good about Liverpool.
I don't either, but United are just so bad.
They're just so bad. But that's
what their backs are against the wall,
the backs are against the wall, dude. They really are.
Go for a Man U win.
Another 2-2, perhaps?
Oh, man, so you're saying that Liverpool are the ultimate winners and force people to draw?
Maybe.
3 points through 3 games. You'd love to see that through Liverpool, right?
Onward to the title challenge.
Yeah. All right.
I got to hit you with my spicy prediction. Oh, I know what it is. Ruben Loftus-Cheek scoring this week.
Oh, no.
Dude, yes.
You're going back to Chelsea,
Oh,
you
yeah.
got the first one. The first one was Chelsea. You got it wrong. I don't know. You might not have Tuchel figured
all right.
out.
I'll give you an auxiliary one because I know that one's going to happen. My second one is that... Oh, God. I don't even want to say this.
Say it. It better be about Palace Villa. That or it's going to be about like Everton Nottingham.
Solomon Rondon is going to get subbed on and score against Forest.
That's too much to ask for.
Dude, that's too zany. Is that too zany?
Yeah, that's
a little
not
too
even
zany.
possible.
Well, see, this is...
Give me one for West Ham Brighton.
West Ham Brighton?
Yeah. Give me one about that game.
Let's see. Okay, yeah.
Mikel Antonio goal, maybe, perhaps? Hasn't happened in a long time.
Antonio, maybe. I'm thinking a little Trossard sauce.
Wow. Trossard goal?
Trossard goal.
Didn't you predict it to finish 1-0 West Ham?
Did I? I thought I said one.
I thought so.
This is the quality of this podcast. See, this is why there should be a disclaimer. Don't listen to anything we say. We are highly trained monkeys that don't know anything.
Okay, you pick your game, and we'll just go with Loftus-Cheek. We'll just go with the Loftus-Cheek one.
I mean, it's potential they all happen.
Okay.
And then I just become
You credit the one.
Into the Hall of Fame of predictions.
Yeah, 2 for 3.
Yeah, if I hit on one of those, It's probably most likely Trossard,
Yeah.
I think.
I don't know. Ruben Loftus-Cheek, if he scored, it'd be because he's like offside or something. It'd be like off a corner. It like deflects off his back, but he's offsides.
Interesting.
And then Sam would be like, "Ah, no!"
No, I think I see it off a corner kick, top of the box, ball falls to him, scores kind of low shot into the corner.
Okay, we'll go with that one. Ruben Loftus-Cheek, you're here, folks.
Yeah, but I mean, Solomon Rondon is going to score too.
Let me give you my we're gonna go with, because betting's so popular now. I'm gonna give you my parlay of the week.
All right.
This is the new betting segment right here. Let me pull up
We are
the
not
odds.
providing financial advice.
Yeah.
Please only do things that are legal in your jurisdiction.
Pee pee poo poo. Okay. I got it right here. Plus 190 Brentford paired with plus 155 Palace to win.
Brentford to win as well.
Yes, Brentford and Palace both to win,
Okay.
along with
Forest.
a West Ham victory at plus 135.
Dude, what if you throw in Forest in there? That's big bucks.
That would be big bucks. Let me see what Forest is at this week. They are plus 320. Everton's minus 110 to win at home. That seems very high.
I don't know anything about these fictional numbers, but
If
hey,
you bet $10 on Nottingham to win, you would get your $10 back plus $32.
Okay.
That's the odds for that game.
It's incalculable.
It's incalculable.
It's incalculable.
I'm telling you, Brentford to win. Who'd I say?
Palace.
Palace to win, and then West Ham to win. That's the parlay of the week.
That's pretty good. Who's going to be right? Your predictions or mine?
Both.
Winner, chicken. Both! This has been another episode of the Premiership Perusal Podcast.